Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. If you're just joining us, if this happens to be your first time with us, well, welcome on board. You made the right choice. You couldn't have made a better choice. Trust me on that. Better late than never. That's what they say. I don't know if I really want to believe that. But I also believe that nothing happens before its time, yeah? Nice, nice, nice. It's 28 minutes on to the hour of 7 o'clock, and you know, at 15 minutes too, we've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. Yep. That's on Classic. On GBN Television, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. So stick and stay with the network, because we're with you anywhere and everywhere. I like how that sounds. So good morning, the farmers, good morning. Is this good weather for you? Yeah, is it? Or is it too much rain? Whatever, we can't change that. We've got no powers where that is concerned. Gordon, innocent Joseph in your company. There's this gentleman that calls and says, you're not so innocent. Well, boy. That's okay. Good morning to you, Rins, my good partner. I'm longing for a good roti, man. Good morning to you and the family. Let's get into the meat of the matter and get into the word of the day. The word for today. The word for today, it's an adjective. Vapid. Yeah, V-A-P-I-D. And it is someone as something described, or it means someone as something described as vapid is lacking in liveliness, force, or spirit. As such, vapid is often synonymous with dull or boring. Don't ever call me that. I'm not that. I'm a bit introversial, but I'm not vapid. We can use that word in a sentence this way. Finn preferred to watch the game in silence with the TV on mute rather than listen to the vapid chatter of the play-by-play announcer. Yeah. Nice. And what is our thought of the day? A person is born of his thoughts. He becomes what he thinks. Yeah. A person is born of his thoughts. He becomes what he thinks. Okay. Think positive things. And eventually, you'll become positive. I cannot, say it enough, on Wednesday night, Pastor Laurie was talking about strengthening the right muscles of the mind. Yeah, the right set of muscles of the mind, strengthen them. And he challenged us. He said, let's start it by the minute, Start it by the minute, then go to the hour, then you can go for the day. Thinking the right things. It all starts in the mind. As he said, if you've got to write your name, it comes from here first before you put it on paper. And when I got home, and as a good friend of mine would say, when I meditated on it, that's true. It all starts in the mind. So let your mind be, a place where positive things dwell, good thoughts. Try your utmost to shut off the bad ones, the negative, those that, reduce you to nothing. It keeps telling you that you can't and you won't. No, I can and I will. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. And eventually it happens, right? Nice. 23 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Miss Taylor, good morning to you. Miss Doreen, how are you doing? Rachel Mitchell and OT. I see Sagarat here too. Good morning to my good friend Urban Mason and family out there. Mr. Joseph Hafford. Branny, good morning. Yeah, you fall up, right? Good, let's see what's happening. What's buzzing this morning? Well, I'll be very honest with you. We were expecting it, but it's finally here. The closure of the Marketing and National Importing Board. This is where we are going to zero in this morning. We'll have that conversation this morning. It was in the talk for a while from the commencement of this new administration's term in office. The MNIB was placed under the microscope. A number of conversations were had, a number of consultations were had as to determine the fate of the MNIB. Well, the decision has finally been made. It will be closed. And I just want to hear from you on that. Also, what you've got to be careful about this morning, there is a fake bill. There are some fake $100 US bills in circulation, all right? And it says, if you look at it, but, a lot of times folks don't look at their money as they ought to. All right, they just get into it and, they go to the supermarket, they go to the bank, wherever, and they want cash and they just take cash, but not looking, necessarily at the cash. And it's important to look at this because the fake bills, instead of states, S-T-A-T-E-S, it says S-T-T-E-S. The A was left out. And instead of 100, H-U-N-D-R-E-D, it has 100, H-U-N-D-E-D. All right, so be very observant, be vigilant, and that's one of the ways that you can protect yourself from being a victim of this counterfeit note or these counterfeit notes that are in circulation at the moment. Also buzzing this morning, the government is exploring prospects of wind, solar, and geothermal energy. As a matter of fact, something great is going to happen on the sister isle of Carriacou by June, we were told. So we look forward to that. Yeah, but the main story buzzing this morning is the closure of MNIB. I had the opportunity to speak with someone from there yesterday afternoon when the news was broken. And, that individual claimed that, some workers had a psychological breakdown because they're wondering what's happening to me now. I've got my loan, so I've got my mortgage, I've got this, I've got that, and so forth. So we look forward to what the plans are going forward. Unconfirmed report states that a new entity will emerge. Hopefully that should happen by this end September. It's not, it's not confirmed as yet. Unconfirmed reports. As a matter of fact, like I said, a staff member said that to me yesterday, that they were told that a new entity will emerge, and that should happen by September. We'll get the official reports on that as the time progresses. But that's it. The MNIB is going to be closed. It's going to be shut down come the end of this month. All right, let's see what's happening on our Facebook page quickly. Of course, Mary Ebanks is the first on. Good morning, Mary. Catherine Phillip, good morning. Grenada, good morning. Innocent, it's my birthday weekend. I look forward to your wake up. Have a great day. Happy birthday, Catherine. I do hope that you enjoy it to the fullest. And Just have a ball. All right. Marlon Wilshire says, good morning to you all. Lydia Cameron, blessed Friday to everyone on the island of Grenada. Innocent, good morning. And you have a blessed Friday and be safe. Thank you, and same to you. Marlon Wilshire says, God is good all the time to you all. Well, God is good all the time, and all the time He is good. All right. Okay, all right. Let's see. Cheryl Martison, good morning. I'm from Jamaica. Wagwan, my Jamaican sister. Everything cool? Good morning, Cheryl. All right, Veronica Sandy, good morning, Gordon, Innocent Joseph, and good morning, GBN Grenada, Carriacou, and P.D. Matnick. And Fletcher, good morning to everyone. And Jackson, is Grenada heading for war? Please don't let me have to hide in the bushes again. What give you the impression that we're heading for war? Is it because we have a few incidences of gun-related violence? No. Grenada is too peaceful for that. No war, absolutely no war. All right. We've got the RGPF. They're very, very efficient, and we'll get it under control. Yeah, we'll get everything under control. So let's not be too panicky. Good. So once again, before we run off, let's look quickly at the word of the day, VAPID, vapid. And someone or something is described as vapid. That person is lacking in liveliness, force, or spirit. As such, it is often synonymous with dull or boring. And the thought for the day, a person is born of his thoughts. He becomes what he thinks. Think positive things, okay? All right, so folks, this is where we break it up. We've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the weather coming up. And yeah, that's on Classic. And if you're on the GBN television, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Monet Williams says, good morning, GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network, Carriacou and P.D. Matnick, Gordon, Mr. Innocent, my fellow Grenadians near and far across the globe. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. Still peeping, finishing up my shift for the morning staff. I have to have a talk with GBN technicians because you keep freezing up. Anyway, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful weekend and try to be safe. Bye for now. Blessings from New York. Anne-Marie Thomas, good morning, Mr. Joseph. Wishing you a blessed day and an enjoyable weekend. Thanks, and same to you. Folks, we've got the AM edition coming up. Don't you go anywhere. Stay with us.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide, to light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Thanks for joining us. After various consultations to decide what's best for the future of the Marketing and National Importing Board, a final decision has been reached. Christina John has this evening's lead story.
The future of the Marketing and National Importing Board remains in question. The closure of the Marketing and National Importing Board was a recurrent theme coming out of several consultations held across the state of Grenada. Many farmers and agro-processors suggested the possibility of revamping. Come February end, the entity will be closed. Information reaching our news desk indicates that Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell met with union representing the workers, the Commercial and Industrial Workers Union, on Tuesday. A source close to the GBN told our news desk that employees were informed by their unions that their services will be terminated by the end of February, which is this month. We were told that all branches located at Soteria St. Patrick, Young Street St. George, Grand Dance St. George, and in Carriacou will be closed as of the end of February. The warehouse and park house at River Road St. George will remain open for the purchase of produce from farmers. According to reports, a new entity will be established in March. In GBN's quest to find out the details behind Tuesday's meeting, our news desk contacted President of the Commercial and Industrial Workers Union, George Mason, who had promised to return a call to our news desk. However, that did not materialize. Attempts were also made to reach farmers' representative in the Senate, Senator Roderick St. Clair, but that too proved futile. From outside the Marketing and National Importing Board, located on Young Street in downtown St. George, I am Christina John for GBN News.
Well, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, at a town hall-style consultation in Carriacou last month, explained what his government discovered within the MNIB since taking office.
MNIB, as we found it, was not in a good place, and to some extent has gone to a worse place. The institution is financially bankrupt and unable to pay its obligations as they fall due. So I'll give a brief overview of what I mean by that. The government has been called upon to pay the staff of the Marketing and National Importing Board for the months of November and December. And we are halfway into January, and we're also going to have to pay the staff salary for January because MNIB is unable to pay the staff. And that's just a basic commitment if you're an institution.
Prime Minister Mitchell painted a bleak picture of the MNIB's financial status, with debts incurred by the organization amounting to over $15 million. He highlighted the need for proper restructuring.
It is unable to pay the farmers and the persons who supply goods to it. And it currently owes about $2.8 million to farmers and other suppliers who supply goods and services to MNIB. And that includes its landlords, who it's renting premises from, Grenlec, who it's using electricity from, and other persons. MNIB also actually owes the government about $7 million from prior loans that the government took over and paid, or is paying, from previous borrowings of the Marketing and National Importing Board.
The Prime Minister said several options were looked at, including government's intervention to ensure workers are paid.
Option one would have been to do nothing and to allow MNIB to close. And to that extent, we have already intervened, because by paying the staff salaries for November and December, we've kept it open, and we are still likely to pay the salaries for January, so we are keeping it open at least by paying the staff. Government could still engage in a orderly shutdown of MNIB by engaging with the banks to see how the government can take over the bank loan and pay the loan, by severing or terminating the staff and paying the staff their severance, and by negotiating with the farmers and others and paying them off and simply closing MNIB and not having it exist again. The other option is in fact to keep it as is, in terms of keeping it as a statutory body, trying to strengthen the management, because currently there is no manager, and pumping millions of dollars back into it again, which obviously would be used to help pay down the bank debt, continue paying the staff until it's in a position to do so, and continue paying farmers and others who are owed.
Meanwhile, Parliamentary Representative for the Tongue of St. George, Peter David, critical of the outcome of the MNIB, says government listened to the concerns and suggestions expressed by farmers and other stakeholders during the various consultations held, but it didn't hear.
I agree with those who say that the marketing board has become a competitor rather than facilitator for farmers. I agree with that. I agree that there were difficulties. In fact, as Minister of Agriculture, we began the process of discussion to see how to get it back on, how to get marketing board back on track. And I believe that's what we should do. You have a consultation a month before and then you decide to shut it down. It can't be that you gave serious consideration to all of the views. So I believe maybe this was a decision already taken, and maybe it's a decision taken without deep understanding of the role of the marketing board or the role it can play in assisting agriculture in Grenada.
Mr. David is now hopeful that government will outline its decision on the way forward for the MNIB.
In addition to workers going home, in addition to the fact that people in my constituency also are now having to look for a job, we have farmers unable to have the entity that was set up to help them there to help them. So while I agree with all of the difficulties, I believe it was a knee-jerk response to just shut it down. Now, I hope the government will come back and say what it intends to do about the difficulties of markets and inputs. They need to come to the farmers and say they took this decision and why. But at the end of the day, I believe that this response of just shutting down without a path forward is not the way we need to go.
Admitting that no government is free of blame, David says what he wants is a clear understanding of a solution.
This problem did not arise last week, and I'm not referring to the problem. To recognize the problem, I'm talking about the solution to the problem. And the question is not whether or not there was a problem. We all know that. The question is the solution just to shut down the marketing board without a path, a clear path forward in the minds of the farmers? And that I find to be needed, and maybe the government will come out and say this is our bright idea for the future. But give us the bright idea, give the farmers hope, give agriculture hope going forward that we can help them with markets, we can help them with inputs, we can do what the original mandate of marketing board is.
Government said it is fulfilling its commitment to ensuring that all directors of statutory bodies are duly trained, certified and accredited to effectively carry out duties as directors within a year of appointment. Here's what we can tell you. The initiative, which seeks to enhance the leadership capacity of state-owned enterprises, directors on the boards of several statutory bodies will engage in a directors' education and accreditation program that will take place from February 14 to 16, 2023. Now, the Advanced Director Training course, facilitated by the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange and the Chartered Governance Institute Canada, will be delivered on a rolling basis to all statutory bodies, focusing on the strategic areas of governance for directors, finance for directors, and strategy and risk management. We can tell you too, Chairman of the Citizenship by Investment Committee, Richard Duncan, says the course will ensure that members of statutory boards are adequately trained to develop or hone the requisite skill sets, enabling them to effectively exercise the degree of professional oversight required of state-owned entities. The first cohort of 25 directors to receive the training and accreditation include members of the following statutory bodies: the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, NTRC, Grenada Electricity Services Limited, GRENLEC, Grenada Investments Development Corporation, GIDC, Grenada Bureau of Standards, Financial Complex Limited, and the Grenada Development Bank, GDB. We can tell you too, a second cohort is scheduled to complete training and accreditation from May 8 to 10, 2023. Rebecca Television Center, the search continues for two fishermen from St. Andrew who went out at sea last Friday and are yet to return home. Family members say Kindon Alexander and Keislan Lewis left for their routine fishing expedition on their fishing boat named Perfect Timing. Despite rumors circulating earlier this week of the men being found, officer in charge of the Community Relations Department, ASP Simon Douglas, told GBN that there is no official report of this.
Our information circulating out there that these two young men were found. Up to this afternoon, the police has not had any information confirming that they were found.
ASP Douglas indicated that an extensive search is underway as they have notified other departments within the region to assist. He said that the Coast Guards on the mainland and the Sister Isle were out over the weekend in search of the two young men.
Of persons missing at sea. Immediately the Coast Guard unit is informed and get into action. In this particular case, the most recent one, the Coast Guard has done several searches at sea, that is from the mainland. In addition, a unit based at Carriacou also did searches, including searching the islands along the coast. The RSS, Regional Security Systems, have been informed, and assistance was sought from them in relation to getting one of the aeroplanes to do a fly. Neighboring islands were also informed and asked to assist in the search. So great effort has been put into this search for those two young men. Unfortunately, all those efforts have proven futile so far.
The news: government is exploring prospects for wind, solar and geothermal energy in 2023. My colleague Beverly Telesford breaks down what this means in this report.
Geothermal, solar and wind are all clean, renewable energies with a huge amount of resources and a great potential for electricity generation. During his national address at the Independence Parade on Tuesday, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell said exciting times are ahead for Grenada on the environmental front.
We continue to actively explore and engage in discussions on Grenada's prospects for wind, solar, and geothermal energy, cognizant of the fact that we have the potential to achieve 100% in renewable energy generation in the electricity sector. Exploratory drilling for geothermal energy is currently underway, and it is expected to be complete by the first quarter of 2025. This project will also open significant opportunities for the development of infrastructure works in the parishes of St. John and St. Patrick.
Wind energy refers mostly to the use of wind turbines to generate electricity. Wind power is a popular, sustainable, renewable energy source that has a smaller impact on the environment than burning fossil fuels. Solar energy is radiant light and heat from the sun that is harnessed using a range of technologies to generate electricity and solar thermal energy, including but not limited to solar water heating. Geothermal energy is heat that is generated within the earth. It comes from the heat generated during the original formation of the planet and the radioactive decay of materials. This thermal energy is stored in rocks and fluids in the center of the earth. While exploratory drilling for geothermal energy is on the agenda for the mainland, the Prime Minister announced plans for solar energy for Carriacou and Petit Martinique this year.
And in our parish of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, an 800 kilowatt solar PV plant with battery storage will be commissioned by June of this year. This will displace 60% of the diesel used to generate electricity in Carriacou.
The use of renewable energies is crucial at this time as the world struggles to contain its use of fossil fuels. Burning fossil fuels releases large amounts of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, into the air. Greenhouse gases trap heat in our atmosphere, causing global warming. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Now, Omari Peters, a young comedian and entertainer from the Grand Roy St. John community, has been creating a buzz on social media. Pappy, as he's affectionately called, has hundreds of videos posted on his YouTube channel, which have attracted over 100,000 subscribers. Here's Nisha Paul with that story.
My channel just hit 100K, so you guys know. I just want to say thank you for the love and the support. I could not have done it without you guys. Well, I'm kind of happy right now. I don't even know what to say. The next goal is 500K, then 1 million. Hopefully, we'll be able to reach that goal. If you could hit 1 million by the end of the year, that would be extraordinary.
The journey on the social media scene for 22-year-old Omari Peters of Grenada St. John, better known as Papi, started during the pandemic in 2020, 1 year after graduating from the Happy Hill Secondary School in 2019. 3 years and just under 1,000 videos later, his YouTube channel, Papi, has surpassed 100,000 subscribers, which is the only way to get verified on the platform.
Once you pass 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time in all your videos combined, you are able to apply for payments for your views. I have applied. I've been receiving payments since June 2022. And also, once you pass 100,000 subscribers, you're eligible to apply for verification and your YouTube plaque. I've been accepted for the YouTube plaque and I should be receiving it in about a month's time.
The funny content developer currently has 1.6 million followers on TikTok and 129,000 on Instagram. His most looked at video on TikTok, which was posted on September 21, 2020, has attracted 30 million views so far.
I think I'm losing my mind. I think मेरे लूज मोशन लग गया.
He says he is determined to get to the top of the industry. Papi is also looking to upgrade his equipment and build his team to upscale production.
I try to make most of my content relatable, like things that happen in my everyday life. I try to make a video out of it because a lot of things that happen in our lives are kind of funny. So I try to make my videos based around those kind of stuff, things that people relate to. I grew up as that kind of kid to make people laugh, so like I don't really have to think about it much.
Creative industries are based on individual creativity, skill, and talent, and have the potential to create wealth and jobs through the development or production of intellectual property. Papi had this advice for aspiring creatives.
Use the social media as a way to express yourself. I want people to see my success on social media. Not because you're in Grenada, you can't make it on this and you can make it on that. Because people didn't really believe my subscribers and stuff was real because, oh, I'm in Grenada and stuff. But people see, like, we in Grenada, we could do it too. Not because we're a small island, we could do it too.
For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Wish him the best on his journey. There is a man who does much more than just preach. Pastor Dave King is on the other side of the GBN ISOL lens. Let's see how he celebrated Grenada's 49th anniversary of independence.
A good eye catches all. GBN ISOL is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Grenada continues to be in jubilant mode as it celebrates 49 years as an independent nation. Displays continue at various locations across the island. Tonight, we share part one of a creative idea of a resident of River Sally, St. Patrick. This piece is narrated by popular pastor David King.
First of all, in this white suit, as you can see, this is Honorable Sir Eric Matthew Gary, who served from 1974 to 1979. And if you know the history, you realize that he was overthrown by Maurice Bishop. And so this is Maurice Bishop, who served from 1979 to 1983. Here's the Honorable Sir Nicholas Bruffett, who served from 1983 to 1984 and 1990.
You can have your ISOR videos and pictures featured in our newscast by submitting them on WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
This is going to be a very fast race. It's the 4x100 meter relay senior boys at the starter's order. And they're off. Grenada, get ready. It's the Grenada Athletic Association's Relay Meet 2023. The Grenada 10th Athletic Stadium will be on fire as our nation's top athletes will blaze the tracks on Saturday, 11th February from 1:30 p.m. Come out and be part of the exciting 4x100, 4x200, 4x400, and many more relays. Admission, main stands, adults 20, children under 5 pay 10. Bleachers, adults 15, children under 5 pay 5. The bleachers will come alive with entertainment from some of our local artists and DJs. And our very own double world champion Anderson Peters would compete in a special javelin event. It's the Grenada Athletic Association's National Relay Meet, Saturday, February 11th at the Karani James Athletic Stadium. Be there. Sponsored by Blue Bubbles, the National Lottery Authority, and the Grenada Olympic Committee.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
You ate well, drank and indulged, laughed and had so much fun for the festive season. But now it's time. It's time for some serious detox business at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Start the year right with your health as a priority. Cleanse and flush your blood, liver and kidneys with quality herbs and supplements. Purchase one of our detox combo packs starting from $100. Purchase a full body detox pack starting from $500. Get 10% off on colonic irrigation. Get a chance to win a free colonic irrigation treatment and product coupons with every purchase. We are located in Grandans, minutes before the Food Fair Shopping Center, immediately opposite the old Capital Bank building in the Regency Commercial Suites. Give us a call at 231-6642 or 418-7115 or visit nirvana.gd for more info. It's time for some serious detox business at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. We know real body care. This offer is valid until March 31st, 2023. Terms and conditions apply.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin Diapers, New Bright Laundry Detergent, Allegra Pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
You mentioned the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low power there.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
right, 13 minutes after 7 o'clock, that is the time. 7 o'clock, workers. I hope you got there on time this morning. And you're already producing. Surprise the boss today. He might just give you a raise over the week, over month end. You can't tell. All right. Okay, Monet Williams is saying, I guess Mr. Innocent is frozen for his program. We'll try again when I get home. And that's from New York. Well, I don't know what's the problem, but I know our technical team, they're very efficient, and they will rectify the problem. Yulin Alexander says, good morning, Gordon. Good morning, Grenada. Blessings to all. Have a great day and blessed weekend. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you, and same to you. Heaven Hill says, GBN just played a commercial advertising Anderson Peters' upcoming performance. Didn't his lawyer say he is so injured that he would be unable to perform indefinitely? Or was that just for the lawsuit, or do we have short memories? Heaven Hill. Okay, left it now. Oh, go. All right. Okay, so folks, this morning, as I hinted to you earlier, the burning issue of the day, while I urge you to be cautious and vigilant with the counterfeit $100 US that's circulating. Look for them. They've got, my TV producer is going to put that on the screen. They've got mistakes on the notes, of course, because it's counterfeit. It's not real. It says where there should be the word states, S-T-A-T-E-S, instead the A is left out. So it's got S-T-T-E-S. And instead of 100, H-U-N-D-R-E-D, it's got H-U-N-D-E-D. So be vigilant, especially when dealing with U.S. currency. All right? Okay, so that's happening. And also, the main topic of the day is the closure or the pending closure of the MNIB. You heard it in the news. It is scheduled to be closed at the end of this month. However, the operations in River Road will be kept ongoing because a new entity will emerge, as it said in the news in March. We heard some words from the parliamentary representative for the town of St. George, the Honorable Peter David. Like I said, I got a hint from a worker yesterday, and she's of the opinion that workers are somewhat psychologically traumatized by this. So my producer is going to run that clip, and then we'll have your conversation on it. Of course, by now you know the number. It's 435-2041.
The future of the Marketing and National Importing Board remains in question. The closure of the Marketing and National Importing Board was a recurrent theme coming out of several consultations held across the state of Grenada. Many farmers and agro-processors suggested the possibility of revamping. Come February end, the entity will be closed. Information reaching our news desk indicates that Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell met with union representing the workers, the Commercial and Industrial Workers Union, on Tuesday. A source close to the GBN told our news desk that employees were informed by their unions that their services will be terminated by the end of February, which is this month. We were told that all branches located at Soter, St. Patrick, Young Street, St. George, Grand Dance, St. George, and in Carriacou will be closed as of the end of February. The warehouse and park house at River Road, St. George will remain open for the purchase of produce from farmers. According to reports, a new entity will be established in March. In GBN's quest to find out the details behind Tuesday's meeting, our news desk contacted President of the Commercial and Industrial Workers Union, George Mason, who had promised to return a call to our news desk. However, that did not materialize. Attempts were also made to reach farmers' representative in the Senate, Senator Roderick Sinclair, but that too proved futile. From outside the Marketing and National Importing Board, located on Young Street in downtown St. George, I am Christina John for GBN News.
Thank you very much, Christina. That was the story. And, well, that is the story that's buzzing at the moment. And we also had some remarks from MP Peter David. My producer is going to run that as well. And then we'll have your conversation, your thoughts. What are your thoughts on that matter? A constant check on the clock. It's 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. And don't forget the number to call. It's 435-2041. Yeah, that's the number. You know it by now. So, tell me, what are your thoughts on this? Farmers, I know that you are looking at this situation with hawk eyes. I don't know, some of you might be happy it's happening that way with the prospect of something new emerging. Some of you diehard supporters or patrons of the marketing board, you might be hurting. Employees, I know employees have mixed opinions on this. So we would like to hear from you. I'm not certain if my guy has that excerpt from David, but as soon as it does, we'll take it, and then we can have your calls. And you know the number, like I said, 435-2041. We do have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yes, I think in the Bible there's a woman who did an issue of blood. And she kept hemorrhaging until Jesus stepped in and healed her. So somebody got to do the healing. Doesn't matter who does it, but something has to be done with marketing board, with the corruption and everything else that follows it. So we need to...
So the marketing board has touched the hems of the garment.
Amen.
I cry. Thank you, caller. Have a good,
have a good day.
Have a good weekend, right?
You too, man.
Good, man. 20 minutes after, man, Grenada is just, oh my God. All right, let's take that clip from the TV. Are we ready, my bro? Just bring it up. I'll connect with you.
Stakeholders during the various consultations held, but it didn't hear.
I agree with those who say that the marketing board has become a competitor rather than facilitator for farmers. I agree with that. I agree that there were difficulties. In fact, as Minister of Agriculture, we began the process of discussion to see how to get it back on, how to get marketing board back on track. And I believe that's what we should do. You have a consultation a month before and then you decide to shut it down. It can't be that you gave serious consideration to all of the views. So I believe maybe this was a decision already taken, and maybe it's a decision taken without deep understanding of the role of the marketing board or the role it can play in assisting agriculture in Grenada.
Mr. David is now hopeful that government will outline its decision on the way forward for the MNIB.
So, give me a call, 435-2041. You heard the MP for the town of St. George, in whose constituency that River Road and the St. George branch, that's Young Street? Yeah, Young Street branch falls. Good morning, caller.
Mr. Joseph, good morning, and how are you?
I am alive and thankful. How are you?
I'm very well. I would like to ask Mr. Peter David under whose watch, because he was the Minister of Agriculture, and under whose administration the marketing board bite the dust. There was no marketing board there anymore. It was a restaurant, and everybody know that. And why keep something that is not producing? They owe farmers a lot of money. They owe rent. They owe all sort of things. And government have to pay their money, shut it down and nail it down. And when the time is right and you can bring up something different and more profitable, let's go with that. But right now, get a few big nail and nail it down.
So let me ask you this. Oh, she run off, boy. I felt like engaging the lady in a conversation this morning. Oh, you just slam down the phone on me like that, man. 22 minutes after 7. Good morning, caller.
Morning, morning to listeners and viewers. Sometimes I think we do injustice to these situations because these conversations, these issues need really thorough engagement. And the little song might be a lot of these.
Well, listen. The intent of the intent of the program is to just stimulate people's thought and so forth. When the issue has to be dealt with in depth, you have a consultation. But this is not a consultation. This is just to get little tidbits of people's feelings of what's happening. Okay?
Yeah, but in a sense, we don't know consultation. I mean, we have to be honest. I think that we're shooting ourselves in the foot. For instance, when we put, for instance, sometimes I be making points, even when I stay long. I mean, I'm not given the opportunity to come to the conclusion of what I'm saying. Yes, there are other people, sometimes I'm given a lot of time. Anyway, let me not go there. But what I was saying is that we don't put things in context. For instance, do we remember what happened to the post office, the general post office? How it was dislodged? I mean, these are things we have to understand. We have to check on whether who is more honest in this case. The government came and they said, "This is a problem. This is what we're going to do." Blah blah blah. It may be painful, but is it transparent? Is it honest compared to the post office? And then the other thing, for instance, the post office, the often know, but yes, people didn't know who owned the post office. And also, it was done, some kind of simulation was done to fool the IMF. I know this as a fact, to fool the IMF into believing, well, the government was not in charge of the post office. Anyway, so I would say we have to look at the marketing board as somebody who has diabetes and reached the form of gangrene. Do we keep the feet or the foot there to cause the eventual death of the person, or do we amputate the feet or the foot? These are things we need to consider. And people playing politics. This is politics. I see politics coming to GBN. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, caller. 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. One of the WhatsApp users says, Peter David should be the last person to jump and talk. Will you continue losing revenue daily and still do nothing? Peter was one of the people who stood by and allowed that entity to go right down the drain. He was Minister of Agriculture and did nothing. This is a decision in the interest of the state and everyone concerned. But, like it said, it will be rebranded and reopened next month. 435-2041. Let's see what's happening on our Facebook page. Let's take this caller first, though. Good morning, caller.
Brother Innocent.
Good morning, welcome.
How are you doing, Innocent?
I am alive and thankful. How about you?
Yeah, just quiet, brother.
All right, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm not a radio person calling, but something that I really want to speak about concerning the marketing board, Brother Innocent.
Go right ahead.
Over the years, I've been going to marketing board, buying food, when they used to be selling, they're still selling the food and whatever, the thing. But Brother Innocent, I totally believe that's my will because I used to observe. I believe one of the things that bring down marketing board and cause them a problem, a lot of the employees inside there, they used to be bringing their own personal thing and sell this stuff. So all the other farmers things still inside there and spoil. Instead of a lot of wrong things used to be going on inside. I used to be seeing a lot of things, you understand? So a lot of them bring the downfall of marketing board also. They might cause some of them might cause that. That's just my opinion. Thank you very much, brother.
Thanks, and same to you. All right, that's the idea. The idea of this program is to get people's opinion. We're not having a full-blown discussion. Just the pulse of the people. That's what we're trying to get. Good morning, caller.
Good morning to you, Mr. Innocent.
How are you?
I'm all right for the time being. Good morning to Grenada.
Good.
Mr. Innocent, to give anything about marketing board will take a very, very long time.
Right.
In a nutshell, marketing board have been bred by the past government and by other previous other governments. So NMP is responsible for what happened. NDC is responsible for what happened. This present administration doesn't responsible. They try to salvage, but I don't think they handle it in the correct way.
Okay, how do you think they should have handled it?
Well, the Prime Minister had some, at least they had 3 meetings, one in St. George's, one in Guab, and one in Carriacou. And the personnel spoke gave the impression that they want to see marketing board continue.
Okay.
He said to us that he's going to come back when a decision is to be made. No, he made the decision without coming back. But definitely, I could say that he's making an attempt to stop the bleeding of marketing board, because marketing board was badly managed for a very long time. And both of the governments before knew of that and encouraged it or let it happen. Both of them are responsible. I am not satisfied with the way it closed, and they're still giving us correct information because they tell us it's closed. The news say closed. Then you tell us the River Road area will be open still to buy farmers' produce. So something is not right. Then you tell us it will be reopened sometime later.
Yeah.
We're not sure as to the steps and the procedures that was going on to marketing board. But it definitely wants to be reorganized. And we need marketing board.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Same to you.
All right, good. It's 29 minutes after 7 o'clock. The voice of the people is the voice of God. That's why we give people the opportunity to speak. All right. Antonio Zikuri says, the last Minister of Agriculture was under the previous administration also, and an ex-member of the PRG 79 to 83. I think it's very hypocritical of Peter David, who knew the reasons MNIB was created in the revolution. As Agriculture Minister in the past administration, he also was aware that MNIB was going under and losing in the millions, and he did nothing to save it. Peter David was there for 4 years as Agriculture Minister and served under the past administration for 8 years. What Peter did to save one of the achievement of what he fought for during the revolution. Okay. Alison Cox Osplund says, Albert Einstein quote, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. Why pump money into something that is not profitable? Mildred Smith says, Mr. Innocent, and I'm reading it how it's written, all right? I could even hear her voice. I don't know her by hearing her voice. Mr. Innocent, if you're living in a house and it's full of mold and it's bad for your health, will you still live there? Good morning, caller.
A pleasant good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Yes, I want to put my salt on the pepper in this thing. Now, first of all, marketing board came out that their workers in top position were guilty of misappropriation of funds. What was done? They were transferred, and the records are there. Okay, another administration has come in. While this present administration is out of what is going on, you will hear things, okay, we will fix this, all right, vote for us and we'll fix it. They would have gotten there and discover what they thought it isn't that. As a result, in order to have the marketing board functioning properly, okay, well, the best thing to do is to close it down. We have to admire the step that this Prime Minister has taken. He got to the unions and let them know exactly what is going to happen. What's the criticism about? I mean, we like to bring politics into everything. Let us be fair. This is the situation, and I see no reason why we have to bring politics into this. Face the facts. Facts are facts. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Have a great weekend. All right, folks, it's 28 minutes on to 8 o'clock. It's time for us to take a commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere. Stick and stay with us.
Everyone's WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
Sunday, February 26th, it's Savior's Day with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. His subject, the War of Armageddon has begun.
The Great War has begun. And foreign wars and the plagues that are hitting America and the world is destroying the American economy.
Sunday, February 26th, live in the Wintrust Arena. Doors open at noon. Get your tickets now at all Ticketmaster outlets and get all the details at noi.org.
Shop at Southern Electrical for all your security camera needs. We offer a wide variety of cameras such as solar cameras with or without lights, 4G cameras, Wi-Fi and PoE kits, 4, 8, and 16 channel, replacement cameras for PoE, standalone Wi-Fi cameras, floodlights with cameras, watch cameras, pen cameras, and much more. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grandin, St. George. Let us help you with your security needs. Southern Electrical, best value, expert advice, quality products.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. Those of you on the various platforms, good morning and welcome to the conversation this morning. And we're talking the closure or the pending closure of the Marketing and National Importing Board. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent.
Good morning, welcome.
As far as I'm concerned, the new Prime Minister plus the people that represent the union seems to have done the right thing. And the past administration, the two leaders, who are the Prime Minister and not perhaps, the Minister of Agriculture, the past one in the past government, seems want to continue or to let the people, this one continue a house that is filled with woodens and want to build around the woodens nest so that the woodens nest would take over the whole building so that we'd have failure again. The Prime Minister, this present Prime Minister, has done the right thing with the leaders of the organization, or the people who take negotiation for the workers. They agreed that the place should be closed and start afresh. And everybody should agree to that.
Why should everybody agree?
That is why they want to come back. Because they want to come back to run, I don't want to say bubble, but leave them out, my dear people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, caller. 23 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Alistair Warwood Sr. says, blessings to my hot and spicy people. Some of us are hot under the collar for the closure of the MNIB. Hold some strain, people. Something better will come out of this. We hope and pray that is the case. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. As far as the marketing board is concerned, I think in legal terms, the former agriculture minister is a lawyer, I think the term would be should recluse himself from making any statement re-marketing board unless and except he would qualify it with what was the plan to take marketing board forward. All of us know the problems there with the difficulties. But what was the ex-government's plan in bringing this entity forward? Have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller. To the point, precise. That's how I like it. All right. Why isn't the finance minister at the time answering questions regarding the downfall of MNIB? All right. Well, I cannot answer for him. 21 minutes on to 8 o'clock. It's a weekend, pips. Weekend. All right. Let the weekend be a safe one, okay? Let it be safe. Good morning.
Oh, hi, morning. How are you?
I am alive and thankful. How about you?
I'm pretty good. Listen, I am one of the people that do business with Marketing Board for the past 35 years, and I'm still doing business with them. And over the years, Marketing Board was fantastic, and for the past 3 years, it got really, really, really bad, and you had to call for your money. You wasn't getting any money for months. Nobody could tell you what is going down. You call them and you say, because sometimes I used to leave checks there for months because I'm so busy and St. George's is so complicated. I used to just do all the time. So sometimes they will call me and say to me, we have 2 checks for you. And all that. But for the last 3 years, it was bad. Over the years, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I go to deliver stuff in Marketing Board, you see commotions happening. And sometimes I say, what's going on? And they say, girl, somebody thief some money. This person thief this money up there. And you see the commotion, you see police, you see different things upstairs because you go on your thing and they will tell you, somebody will pinch you and say, that person steal money, and that person steal money. And over the years, nothing has happened to the people that stole the money. They really have not locked up anybody. I know quite a few of them because I've been doing business with them for a lot of years. And they have not done anything. They have not locked them up. They lost their job. That's all what they did. Or they transfer some of them to other ministries and so on. But Marketing Board been going down as I tell you, for the past 3 years was the worst. I had to say to this a lady, I called December month every 2 days because she says to me, the check is signed. You're going to get it. Call me back in the next 2 days. And I'm calling. And one day I had to say to her, I said, listen, just say yes or no. I said, what happened? The problem is money? And she said yes. So I am one of them. I will be affected from it, but I think they will need to revamp it and do something properly, and I believe that they will.
Okay.
I really, really believe that they will. Okay. But I am one of them that it will affect.
How would it affect you? Adversely or
Well, because if they close it down, well, I'm not even sure my section, because I don't hear they call that name. I will try to call them today to find out if my section where I will be affected. But it will be affected in the sense of it is shut down. It will be affected for about a month or two. Well, you get no money from coming in. You understand what I'm saying? Right now, if it closed down, I will get a check because I believe that they're going to pay up everybody that they owe. So I kind of excited for that too because I need the money. But it will affect if it stays more than a month or two. You're losing business.
Right.
I know people. I know, boy, it's a lot of mischief that was going on in the Marketing Board. I mean,
you can't tell me all that now.
I can't tell you all that. But it's a lot of things wrong that was going on in the Marketing Board. As I tell you, I mean, doing business with them for 35 years, so you know I will know quite a bit of stuff. Anyway, you have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, all right.
Good, bye-bye. All right, good. 17 minutes on to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, workers, you have 2 minutes. 2 minutes to be early on the JOB. Give me a call, 435-2041, and back to the phone line. Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing?
I am alive and thankful. How about you?
I listened to the program and I listened to what Mr. David had to say on the news.
You need to turn down the volume of your radio or television, please.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yes, talk to me.
Yeah, I listened to what Mr. David had to say on the news last night, and this gentleman is not making any sense to me. He's not making any sense. Because if you listen to what the Prime Minister had to say, he will understand English and try to cooperate with what is happening. He's not doing that.
Okay.
Them just looking for power.
Okay. All right,
Have a
thank
good
you.
day.
All right, thank you. You too. All right. I want to say good morning to my brother from another mother, Davis Galston out there. Bro, you all right? Everything is good? Right. Have a good one. And all your partners. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning to you and to your followers. You know, in a sense, last night I was a captive audience in a doctor's office, and I listened to a radio station. Someone had a station being played with a discussion, which was chaired by the man who stole almost $100,000 from taxpayers and never paid it for personal phone calls. And if you listen to that program, you think all Grenadians are idiots. None of us went to school. But listen to your program this morning. It shows that we are not. There is hope. There are sensible people in this country. And it's a very good discussion being held this morning.
Hold for one sec, caller. Are you saying that the host or the person that was conducting the program said all Grenadians are stupid?
No, I'm not saying that. Based on, if you listen to the program and the callers who are calling in, it gives you an impression that we are all numbskulls.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But based on what is happening here this morning, it shows that we are not. Because marketing board is crucial, an organization of its type. It doesn't have to be the same name, but it's essential for the development of agriculture in our country. But the marketing board, the way it was run, it was losing money for the government. It was stressing out farmers, and as the previous caller said, they were losing money, and they were not getting the support of the marketing board. So it was not benefiting the farmers the way it was supposed to, and it was not benefiting the country because we were losing money and the jobs.
Okay.
The Prime Minister, from what I heard, didn't say, the sentence didn't end with the closure of marketing board. It continued that there will be a new organization.
And as soon as March, huh?
Right. If you continue with marketing board, it means that, as the caller just said, those who are being owed, they have to wait until it becomes profitable for them to be paid, you know. You understand?
Yeah.
Unless it comes back profitable, then those who are owed will have to wait until there's profit to pay them.
Definitely.
But if you terminate it and you settle the debt, people can be paid. Workers can receive the severance payments. And you start fresh with a clean slate. Some of the same workers, their experience will be variable and they will be hired.
Yeah.
The farmers will benefit from a properly run organization which has not been plundered by directors and members and staff who keep robbing. So the entire country will benefit.
Okay.
More jobs will be created in agriculture. But these people are so blind and they're so determined to be negative that all they want to spread is fear. Because people are going to be losing jobs. They were losing jobs before, especially in agriculture. And some of the people who were suffering, as the caller who just spoke, I mean, they're not thinking about that. But thank God, we are not as dumb as some people would have us think.
Certainly not, right?
And I believe that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You'll close this down. People will get paid, both the debtors and the staff, and a new organization crucial to the development of agriculture will be established, and where the board can run the way it was meant to. And this is a step in the right direction, and we must compliment the boldness and the bravery of the Prime Minister. Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
You're welcome, sir.
Good. Have a good one. Bye-bye. 12 minutes on to 8 o'clock, folks. We take our final commercial break in the segment, and then we come back for the wrap. Don't you go anywhere. Stick and stay with us.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do that.
That's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Wait to see my granddaughter.
All right, welcome back to the the wrap. This is basically the wrap-up segment. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning, caller.
Welcome back to the
Caller, you need to turn the volume of the radio or TV down. I think that is already an established rule, right? Come on. 435-2041, that's the number to call. And quickly, let's see what's happening on our WhatsApp page, Heaven Hill. Peter David's statement that because a decision was made just after only 1 month of consideration makes it impetuous is invalid. Juries and judges deliberate for more than hours, for mere hours on serious crimes and make valid decisions. The time spent on pondering a problem does not necessarily determine how good or bad the final decision is. NNP had many years to ponder and made no decision. Where is the basic common sense? All right, David Alexander says, I believe the government of Grenada should have a commission of inquiry regarding marketing board and hold people accountable. Okay. Veronica Sandy says, very interesting conversation today. Thanks, Mr. Innocent. Blessed weekend to everyone. Good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I am alive and thankful.
Marketing board and corrupted today, boss man. No, yesterday and last week. Marketing corrupted and static corrupted.
It's a matter you expose now, but Macklebur Corpus in the period time. Come right down to now. There we go.
Okay.
Investigation in Macklebur Board is good for all the managers who pass and pass by.
All right.
It's important.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. 7 minutes on to 8 o'clock. That is the time. All right. What else is good morning? Matthew Morin says, good morning all. Please don't be negative. Be positive. All right. Heaven Hill says, for the last female caller who was complaining about MNIB, she should refrain from talking about who thief and who thief more on the air. All right. There is, all right. Alison Cox Osplant said, but she did not call names, if I remember her conversation right. Okay. All right. Okay. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, welcome.
I think the decision to close the entity is the correct one. Now, we have had a gentleman who used to be managing this place, and we heard all kinds of things about him. They had the people who were investigating him, he took them to court because they were not the proper entity to investigate. All these kind of things have to be taken into consideration. But the more than just start going down from 2 years ago, it started going on a long time. And the people who were there, who had the opportunity to do something, did nothing because they all were part of what's taking place. So I think the decision that this government made is the right one, but I think they should say to the staff, they should not re-employ the same people, at least some of them. Because I had experience with some of the people inside marketing board already on 2 or 3 different occasions. I was overcharged, and if I didn't check my bill, I would have been actually robbed. So it is not only from the top, it was taking place from top to bottom, that chain of events. And I think they have to investigate thoroughly. If they're going to have a new entity, they should not employ the same people. Okay. That's my personal opinion.
All right.
But I think they made the right decision to shut it down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. 5 minutes on to 8 o'clock. All right, Danley Alexis, I have said before that regardless of what or how this administration handle anything to correct the ills of the last administration, they will not support it. All right, a consultation was done on the way forward in relation to MNIB. That is what the government believe is the best, but in order to, or for other side to remain relevant, they have to say something. Let them talk as the government act. Okay. All right. Mildred Smith says, Mr. Innocent, have a blessed weekend. Stay safe. Get rest. Eat well. Okay. Thank you. Oh, man. Grenada. I love this place. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Innocent.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm blessed, man, and the rain coming, I feel more blessed.
Right, nice.
You know, I like the standard the government makes. Oh, gosh, the advantage marketing board. I just like to see that the government have a team to investigate proper and to get back some of the money that the people take in this company, in this thing to upgrade itself, not the country. You know what I'm saying? When you sit down and listen how much people that the past government right now, the present government have to find the money to pay them. We're very unfair, you know. Real unfair to know you're running a business, and every time somebody has to pump in money in the business, them have to pump in, this government have to pump in the money now, and people still don't want to support them with the stand they take. Where they getting the money to pay the workers and them pay for rent, pay for electricity is a lot to pay for, you know. So give the people a chance, let them relax themselves and do what is right for everybody go benefit now.
Give them a little contribution now.
You could go in the man, take out the clothes naked and give certain people the clothes to put on, let the mosquito bite him up. When they done, they still saying, that man don't do nothing, you know. Some of us to bias, I want them to arrest those people because even though they don't have the money in the bank, they have it in property. I want to get it back and bring it back in the country. They're too wicked. As a man who, as a little boy, go and thief a little, so I up jail for them. And these people and them robbing this country with so much money and they don't pay back and they still coming and run them out. Okay. And they own little country. Look at telephone gate. so much money, no arrest, nothing. Come on, Grenadian, we have to do better than that.
Yes.
Close it down.
Have a good weekend, eh? Have a good weekend, okay? Do not raise your pressure. All right, folks, this is where we've got to wrap it up. But before we do that, let's take some of the comments on WhatsApp and Facebook. A WhatsApp user says, "Good morning, Mr. Host. Once again, I have to call out what is deemed to be misinformation shared by some of your contributors. The Prime Minister, neither the government made an official public statement concerning MNIB. That was apparently a meeting yesterday with the PM, CIWU and MNIB bosses and a staff informing them of the decision taken so far. So I await an official statement from all parties involved because we are given third-hand information and our conclusion is politically charged with the blame game already. I beg of GBN to get an official statement from the parties involved." Okay. All right. I think something is finally being done, and I think it's the right move. I only hope there will be adequate provisions, such as severance pay, etc., for the workers who will not be rehired under the new entity. I hope so too. All right. Somebody else says, "People seem to forget how long the Grenville branch has been closed." Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Yeah. You made. I made the correction for you. Okay. Pretty larceny is only applied to small and poor. How come those who steal in office and get locked up? Well, when a poor man like me or you do something of that nature, yeah, he's a old thief. But when someone in the white collar does the same, the funds were misappropriated. You understand? Folks, thank you for being a part of the program from Monday through to today, from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It's time for us to wrap it up. We've got to join the BBC because it's 8 o'clock. Thank you for being a part. Have a safe weekend. Remember, on Monday, if the good Lord spare our lives, I want to be talking with you, not about you. So be safe, be good. If you get the opportunity, go to church. Bye-bye. Thank you for being a part of the program.